Hey, how's everybody doing? I know it's been a while since I've been on here. Just kind of taking some time to myself. Actually been looking for a new place, so that's been pretty much consuming a lot of my time now. Just trying to find a place kind of away from people, rather than being neighbor on top of neighbor kind of type situation. But I had to take a little bit of time, kind of getting sick of all the censorship that's been going on. As far as like over on Facebook, I got banned from there a few times to the point where I had to set up another account, just to kind of stay on there and keep the word going. It just gets frustrating because you post anything with any kind of conservative view against the liberal agenda or anything as far as facts and numbers go according to the virus, you get banned. Everything's a shadow banning topic lately. Basically, unless you're sharing a funny meme or pro-Biden, you're getting banned. You're getting thrown in Facebook jail. It's getting frustrating. It's like people know the truth about a lot of things. I mean, how many people do we know that's actually been suicided or has died under mysterious circumstances? Yet, people know the truth, yet people don't want to stand up for it and stand up for these people. I mean, when even people like Epstein, it was probably a good thing he disappeared. I still wanted to know all those that were involved. He was suicided. There's a lot of whistleblowers. Anybody that talks up against the agenda, they're suicided or die under mysterious circumstances. It's just getting really frustrating. We know that there's a shadow government working behind the scenes. We know right now currently that we're being lied to. As far as this virus goes, I believe the virus is real. It's pretty serious, but it's not going to go anywhere. So keeping people locked up in their homes and all that, it's not accomplishing anything. If people are too scared to go out because of the virus, stay at home. But don't prevent people that need to go out and make a living from going out. We need to be working. We need our society to operate. If everybody stays at home, we're going to suffer a lot worse than just what we suffer from fear. Our food supply, everything's just going to disappear. Now you're not going to have any money or food or probably a home because you're not paying for it. So, like, I don't understand what people don't understand. All these people trying to report their neighbors over to the Third Reich just for not social distancing. It's like, who are these people? Don't you realize that you're programmed, that you're following this shadow government and supporting their agenda? Our people need to be able to go out and work. Our country needs to operate. Like I said, this virus isn't going anywhere. Just protect yourselves. Be smart. If you don't protect yourselves and you get it, oh well. You didn't protect yourself. There's nothing we can do about that. But then again, I don't think that this is the same virus, the same strain that we saw in China where people are just literally dropping dead in the streets. That's not happening here. Yeah, people are suffering from it, but most of these people do have underlying conditions. I mean, a large majority of them have underlying conditions. We already know that we're being lied to about the numbers. People that die from flu and pneumonia are being reported as coronavirus. How many doctors do we need to come out and say that? And then not only that, when a doctor comes out, what happens? They're taken out of whatever position that they're in and they're put in some little crappy position somewhere where they can't be heard. How many doctors that worked in the ICU that came up against us that were reassigned to a different department? This is what happens. They don't want the truth getting out there. And then they ban us for when we try to spread the truth. It's not right. I think this virus is mutated or diluted or something, because if it was like what we were seeing in China, literally we would not be seeing 10 cities. I travel around this country every single day. I don't see people dropping dead on the streets. People that I do know that have been diagnosed personally with coronavirus, they're completely functional, just like you and me. They don't even appear sick or anything, but they're told that they got coronavirus. And it takes me back to that one doctor that was talking about that people that have had flu shots will give a false positive for coronavirus. Could that be it? Sounds convincing from what I'm witnessing. I do have a friend that died of coronavirus, but the guy had emphysema. I mean, I'm sure the way it sounds like this virus works off of other illnesses. So I'm not a doctor, but all I know is that I drive this country every single day. I don't see people dropping dead. I don't see people sick on the streets everywhere. I hear all these reports coming out of New York, and it's really the only place, New York and New Jersey are the only places that I really hear about, hospitals overflowing. But then you get these nurses saying that they're laid off, that they have empty hospitals. So who do you want to believe, a politician or a nurse that's on the front line? Got to ask yourself these questions. I just know straight out that New York is directly responsible for lying to their people. They had positive cases well before they admitted it to the CDC or to the general public. Over on Marfugol, there was nurses and doctors calling up saying that they had positive cases and telling how many positive cases they had in each hospital. And that was right after patient 0 out of Washington was diagnosed. But then New York's one of the very last states to admit that they have coronavirus, and now all of a sudden they have thousands of cases. Come on, people, put 2 and 2 together. Instead of being mad over at your neighbor for wanting to go outside and wanting to work and wanting to support their family and saying enough's enough, you're infringing upon our freedoms. You can't go against the Constitution even in a state of emergency. These people are getting pissed off at them. Get pissed off at the people you need to be pissed off at. Be pissed off at China, the ones that released the virus. We've been saying this from day one, and now the president's finally talking about it. I have friends right away. Oh, you're on the Trump bandwagon. You're pro-Trump. You only repeat what Trump says, and I tell them straight up, hey, I'm sorry. I've been saying this since day one, before Trump even said it. So you can go back over in my feed, whatever. I've been talking about this since day one. This was a biological weapon that was intentionally released. Well, I don't know if it was intentionally, but it was released from Wuhan, from the biolab. The reason I say intentionally is because when you look back at the Obama-Biden administration and them giving grants to this facility, what reason would they be doing that? This one little biological facility all over the world out of the hundreds that probably exist, and they have to give money to this one? Obviously, they were a part of the agenda. I mean, we see that going on right now with this whole run for the Democrat candidate. How does the bottom runner become the front runner? It doesn't happen, especially one that can't even remember his own name or talks about cockroaches and kids bouncing around on his lap and playing with his wet leg hair. I mean, it's crazy. How can you people not see the reality of the situation, of what's happening? This is a shadow government trying to put somebody that's easily manipulated into office so they have the power once again. I don't believe that Biden will be the runner. I think that they're keeping them, stringing them along right now, and they're going to make them dip out right before the election so they can sneak another candidate in there. I've heard rumors about the Hillary-Obama administration, where Hillary becomes president and Obama runs as her vice president. I've heard about Biden running with Michelle Obama as the VP, and then Biden dropping out because of dementia or senility, whatever, and then Michelle Obama taking over, which that makes a little bit more sense to me, because I do remember that there was some kind of an issue why Michelle Obama couldn't run for president, something about claiming residence in a different country, and within like the time period that she needs to be an American, claiming residency in the country. I think she just fell short of that. So that makes a little bit of sense. She could win it she could get it by default. And if they put a name like that in the ticket, all these liberals are just going to go nuts. And it doesn't matter how stupid or how much of a pedophile, creepy Uncle Joe is. They'll vote just purely because Michelle Obama is in the race now. It's all a game. It's all a game. Just do anything they could possibly do to discredit their president or put him down, manipulate his words. They don't want to praise him for any of the good that he's done. I've never seen our president accomplish as much as this president has ever accomplished. Yet all these people that just follow media, they don't pay attention. They don't know what he's done. They just hear about him supposedly misspeaking or misspelling words. I mean, it's insane. You know, this media is absolutely ridiculous, and it's like he can't just get rid of the media because then they would call him a dictator. It's like, but this media needs to answer for the things that they're done. I say start holding them accountable. If they're reporting false news, it's time to start trying them. This is just getting a little ridiculous lately. But I don't know. I mean, I haven't been motivated to get on here and talk lately. Today's been a kind of a slow day for YouTube. There hasn't been too many people posting, so I figure, well, what the hell, I'll go on here. I'll put my 2 cents in, explain why I haven't been on. It's just getting a little ridiculous. You know, I'm out on this road every single day interacting with tons of people. I'm not sick. You know, I haven't got sick. I don't know anybody that in my company that's got sick. I know other drivers in other companies, they don't have people in their companies that have got sick. And it's like, well, we're out there every single day. Plus, we still have to go into the grocery stores and do our shopping just like everybody else. And why don't those people get sick? But the small business owner that might deal with 1 or 2 people a day, they can't open up. Or a great example, a dog groomer. A dog groomer can't open up. They don't even interact with people hardly. They interact with dogs. They can't open up. Tanning salons. It's been proven that UV light kills the virus. Nothing is more sanitary than a tanning salon. They sanitize everything immediately after every customer with disinfectant. They can't open. You got to question this. When you allow the big corporations to stay open, but you close down all the independent mom and pop shops and all the small businesses, there's an agenda going on here. They want those businesses to fail. They need people to be dependent on them. So what are they doing right now? All the people that have never even worked in their life are getting more money than the people out there every single day that are sacrificial, or as they say, essential employees. How does that make sense? They want to keep the poor going and dependent on them. The poor is always their number one priority. They want them 100% dependent. So the lowlife that doesn't want to do absolutely anything and hasn't had a job for years is getting unemployment again plus $600. They're as happy as can be. And guess what? They're the loudest when it comes to people standing up saying they want the country to reopen. Then you got the people that couldn't help it, the people that have lost their jobs. But still, some of these people that have lost their jobs because of this, they're still getting paid more than they would normally get paid. Now you got the people that are actually still working, putting themselves in harm's way, not getting anything extra except the measly $1,200, which everybody else got too. Like that $1,200 is supposed to keep anybody alive for 3 months? It's a joke. It's just dangling that fucking banana on a stick in front of you, trying to get it, and you just can't catch it. You know, that's basically what this is. They want people to be homeless. They want people to lose their apartments. They want businesses to fail, and they want the corporations to thrive. Because guess what? When you're fighting for a United Nations or a one world government, it's not going to be America. It's not going to be a land of a free or a world of freedom. It's going to be like China, where everybody works for corporations for pennies to survive, working for pennies to barely be able to get by, needing to basically work every second of your life and kill yourself just to be able to get food on your table. That's what our future looks like. When you got these idiots like AOC and Bernie Sanders and all this, I mean, this is the agenda. This is what they're fighting for. You got Bloomberg out there. You got the moron out of Virginia, which, oh my God, Northam, what a weirdo. That guy, he has no shame. He'll just take away your rights. I'm flat out saying he's taking away your rights and tearing up your Constitution. He has absolutely no shame and will do anything in the public eye. What are you going to do about it? I'm the governor. People like that just need to be pulled out of office. Why isn't he? I'd be showing up. When I show up there to rally with my guns, I'd be dragging them out and hung right there in front of. I mean, that's what that guy deserves. I mean, a lot of these politicians that we're dealing with, this is what they need. They need a big wake-up call, a reminder of who they work for. We don't work for them. They work for us. What gives them the right to tell us what we need in our lives? Whatever happened to us to be able to fire our own candidates, our own politicians? When they break laws and they infringe upon our Constitution, they should be sentenced right then and there. They're there to do a job and they're not doing it. I really don't know what to say, but it's kind of scary lately. I feel like that we're already beyond the whole point of help. That it's just no matter what we do, we're not going to be able to fix it. We're already too far gone. We've elected too many corrupt people that, and not only just that we did it, there's people that just have all this money and power. These people that own these corporations that have just infiltrated every aspect. Like, we need to get rid of that. We need to get rid of corporations being able to finance candidates. Like, that is nothing but influence right there. That needs to go away. If candidates want to run, they need to be able to run on the people's dollar, not the corporation's dollar. Let them get out there and do the grassroots campaign and actually work for their money rather than the rich filling their pockets and, according to what they need to have done to further their finances. Sorry, I got a little distracted. There's a lot of farming going on around here. I'm a sucker for farms, so it's nice to see all these farmers actually getting out and planting their crops right now because I'm still seeing a lot of flooding. Like 2 weeks ago, the Midwest was drying up. Like all this land has been flooded since the beginning of the last fall was finally starting to dry up. They got major rain last week, and everything's flooded again. I can't believe how much it flooded. So I'm kind of scared to see what our crops are going to be doing, but it is great to see that these farmers are out there right now actually growing their crops, and at least somebody's doing something, because I worry about this whole meat thing right now because it's not happening. People aren't processing the meat. We're going to be going through a major shortage as far as that goes. So I hope everybody has stored up their meat, did some jarring, froze some meat, whatever. I mean, that's what we need to be doing right now because I can see it lasting longer than a year, honestly. Another weird thing that I think that's been going on is we all know about all the CEOs that have been stepping down. It's been going on. I mean, we're in the thousands of CEOs of major corporations that have stepped down. What's happened to them after they stepped down and walked away? Everybody says that they're going to their bunkers. Same thing with the dictator, but a ruler of North Korea. Like, where's he at? Completely disappeared. You got all these top Amazon people all going over to SpaceX. Kind of question this. Like, I already know that there's technology that the general public knows about. But I also noticed driving all the time, it's like one spaceship launch after another. I mean, we're talking like weekly, sometimes multiples a week. I mean, it's actually a pretty cool thing to witness, but I've never seen this much stuff go up into space before. Are these manned spacecraft? Are they putting people in here and are they going somewhere? I mean, we've heard about moon bases, all that kind of stuff. It makes me question, what are they running from? There's something major going on. It's not just a virus. I think the virus is a distraction for something greater. You wouldn't be bringing tons of troops over into Cheyenne Mountain and hiding them away in a mountain for a virus. I mean, we already know about all the weird stuff going on up in space, but is there something heading for us that we don't know about? I mean, who knows? I mean, there's a million things that could actually play out that we have worried about forever. It could just be something here on Earth. It could be the magnetic pole, or, you know, the polar shift, or Cascadia, you know, any of those things. Who knows? But I just feel like that they know something's coming, and they're keeping us distracted with this virus. And without telling people, the virus is a great opportunity to keep people indoors. I don't know. I really don't know. But all I know is I think it's very odd that all these big top CEOs, people with money, people that have pull within the government, that get their way all the time, all of a sudden all step down together and they all basically disappear off the face of the earth. Might be literally. Just something to think about. Sorry, not Corona. It's just I'm wearing this damn mask all the time, and I swear it just dries out my throat. It's horrible. But yeah, I mean, it's just food for thought. You know, I came on here basically to just tell everybody to step down. All these people that are freaking out, hiding in their houses, reporting their neighbors for not social distancing or talking bad about their neighbors. Just direct your anger where it needs to be directed. Direct it at the people that are responsible for this virus getting out. This wasn't created naturally. This wasn't from bats. This didn't happen over in a market. I mean, this came from Wuhan, the epicenter. Obviously, it was Wuhan. Do the math. Don't just believe your politicians and the media. Do common sense thinking for yourself. You know, but I do believe that the Democrats, such as Pelosi, the New York government, de Blasio, whatever his name is, and Cuomo, they're directly responsible too. They knew about the virus, they knew it was here, and they purposely drove up the numbers, and I know they did it for political reasons. They want to use anything they can against the presidents. You know, it's just too much of a coincidence that this all came out immediately after the impeachment failed. And what are they doing now? Rather than worrying about people, they're trying to figure out how they can spin this to impeach the president again. All I know is I see the president out there every single day on the front line, talking to the people, trying to come up with solutions. Where's Joe Biden? Hiding in the basement. Exactly. You would think that any kind of presidential nominee or candidate would be taking advantage of this situation to the fullest. Getting out there, interacting with the people, doing what he can to show that he's a leader, that a little virus ain't gonna stop him, that he's a real president and he's made of that material that we need to lead this country. But no, Joe Biden's thinking about children bouncing on his lap and playing with his leg hair. Joe Biden won't even come out and address his accusers. They're, you know, talking about how he groped them. Do we really need to question that? Like, I mean, it's the most believable thing. It's just like Epstein. Do we need to question anything of Epstein? We know what he was doing. We know exactly what Joe Biden does. It's on camera all over the place. When he was a vice president, how many little girls do you see him pinch their boobs and see them pull away? I mean, come on. How many girls' hair do you need to see him sniff? Or Secret Service wives that he's groping? Even his own Secret Service said that they had to cancel his Christmas party because he couldn't keep his hands off their wives. His Secret Service have actually got into a fight with Joe Biden for groping their wife. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then I don't know who this lady was. Some lady comes on and says, well, she believes that Joe Biden did it, but she still believes that he'd be a better candidate than Trump. Are you kidding me? A president that's actually accomplished everything he promised to do, plus times 100. This president has never stopped working for America, and he always put America first. I have never seen a president do that. Our last president only seemed to put one country first, and it wasn't America. Now it's coming about his whole Muslim Brotherhood. So there's a lot that's going to be coming out, and I have a feeling that this administration is saving everything for the election. So it could be a good show. I hope it's a good show. I hope we see some major arrests and they just don't pin everything over on Comey. I don't know, there's been a lot going through my mind, but like I said, I feel like I'm just giving up hope. I feel like, you know, even though we know that Q is government and working for the people, I'm getting sick of it. It's been how many years that we had this promise that we're going to start seeing results. I know things don't happen overnight, but show me some results. Give me somebody. Put Hillary's head on a stick, for crying out loud. Just something. Give us something. Just show us that this deep state is falling and that the alliance is winning. I mean, that's all I care to see right now. I mean, they've been accurate with everything, but it's like, how much dirt do you need to have on a person to put them away or execute them? I mean, honestly, that's treason. I mean, you got people like Schiff, and I do love that meme, by the way. There was a meme that was posted about how Adam Schiff looks like Benedict Arnold. I swear reincarnation is true. They look identical, and they act identical. So it only makes sense that Schiff would have been reincarnated and back into government, selling out our government. So I don't know. There's just people like that make me sick. He's encouraging social platforms to go out there and start censoring everybody. Anybody that says anything positive in a conservative view, they get rid of them. Look how many of the creators have been pulled already. It's absolutely insane. They're taking away the First Amendment. We all deserve, I mean, it's not just the First Amendment. It's not just freedom of speech. It's speaking the truth. It's giving facts. Because all these creators actually do the research. They actually show their sources. They don't just sit and hide behind camera. Well, our sources say, like mainstream media does. I mean, mainstream media is just a complete joke. I mean, they're owned by people. It's owned. It's nothing but propaganda at this point for the rich and wealthy that control the narrative. CNN just came out with a report, I just saw today or whatever, talking about how the president's responsible for the drop in ratings because he's killing millions of people, millions of their viewers. It's like, give me a break. Anything they can. It's like they want to blame Trump for everything. Something Trump doesn't even control, they blame him for. They blame him for the virus. And I think there's more Democrats responsible for the virus than Trump could ever be. I think that this was created. I think the DNC was well aware that this is being created, and they were holding it away for a rainy day, which they couldn't get the president out through impeachment or a Russian hoax. So, hey, let's just kill off the masses and blame the president for not doing enough. Sounds like pretty much what's happening right now. Well, I'm going to let you all go so I can focus on driving again. It's kind of a shitty, crummy day driving through Missouri right now. Just crossing over into Illinois. But, just, keep your mind open. That's the thing. I mean, don't follow this crappy media that's just lying through their teeth. We need to get this country up and working again. If people are too scared to leave their houses, don't leave their houses. But don't persecute the neighbor that does. People need to get out and get back to work. People need to get their businesses running again. And I can't stress the fact more than ever now. When our country does open up again, stop buying from China. Stop buying from corporations. Even if you're spending a little bit extra, it's going to save you money in the long run. Go support your independent business owner. Trust me, nothing's going to cost you more than when all the small business owners dry up and you're stuck working for corporations for pennies. Get out there and support your local business owners. I'm just going to leave you with that. I hope you all have a good day. I hope you all stay healthy. I wish you the best of luck. And as everybody says, don't be scared, just be prepared. Have a good day.